Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. So, today's message is going to be about character slander, smear campaigns. So, if you don't know what a smear campaign is, it's a term that is usually used in psychology when referring to a narcissist having a temper tantrum, and usually this temper tantrum is gossip. So when a person goes on a smear campaign about you, essentially what that is them gossiping about you and trying to control how people see you. So that's what a smear campaign is, okay, in a nutshell. And when spirit elevates you, or when you're in a season of you are discovering yourself, you are awakening, you are growing, you're becoming more confident, you're loving life, best believe you're going to have those negative people come around to try to snatch your peace. Peace is very expensive. Peace is the new Peace is what people are craving. You know how people say peace is the new health? That is. People used to equate financial stability to health in the past. But now peace is very expensive because no matter how much money you make, you can't buy peace. You can't go in the store and say, "Hey, can you get peace off the cabinet for me?" Like peace is something that you have to cultivate within, so it's very expensive. Therefore, when people see how you've cultivated that peace and how you worked hard for that peace, they're going to try to take it from you. And they're usually going to do this by diminishing your character. They're going to do this by gathering other people, in groups to come against you. And all of this is designed to make you feel bad about yourself. It's all mind games, okay? It's all manipulation because all it is this game that they play to make you question yourself, to make you doubt yourself, okay? To make you think that you're not worthy, to make you think that you really didn't transform. That's what these people want. They don't want you to be at peace. Like, for example, remember when you were younger, right? And you had something. Let's say your parents gave you some candy and you went to school with it. Or let's say you've been around family members, right? And you had like some candy or just something, like how little kids are. And let's say you had something that another little kid didn't have. Usually what do? They'll fight you for it. I've seen this happen with my niece and nephews. I give my niece something and my nephew smacks it out her hand. And the same thing can be equated to your peace. I know that's kind of a weird example, but that's the best way that I can describe it. Like, people will want to snatch it out your hand. They'll want to slap it out your hand. They'll want to take your peace from you because they don't have it, right? When I gave that, whatever I gave them, my niece, a toy, some candy, my other nephews feel like, oh, I didn't get anything, so why does she get to have it? It's not fair. The same thing can be said about your peace. When you're somebody who is peaceful or you have peace, you're on the road to peace. People who don't have peace in their life will feel like it's unfair. They will feel like, well, if this person has peace, why don't I have it? And because I don't have it, I'm going to take it away from this person. This is how people think. So then they create these smear campaigns to make people think negative things about you. And I want you to understand something. Understand something very, very important. People who do this, people who do these things to you, mentally unstable. I want you to always remember that. Mentally unstable. Because a person that's happy, a person that is content, a person that is in their right state of mind will never do that to you. A person who is headed towards their dreams and goals and they're happy in life and they're successful, they're not going to work overtime to try to control or create this false narrative about you. That's not going to be their MO. That's not going to be their agenda because they have better things to focus on. So when people want to focus on bringing you down, creating narratives, creating lies, rumors, and stories for people to see you in a different way, that means they're miserable and ultimately they're mentally unstable. Okay? Mentally unstable. So when you're dealing with these situations where people want to gossip about you and create rumors, that is the result of them being mentally unstable. Okay? Always remember that because when this happens, the first thing you're going to do is make it about you. You're going to try to internalize it. You're going to try to figure out why are people doing this. They're unstable. And the people who get into groups with them, they're unstable too. Okay? People who have unstable spirits link up. Okay? Because that unstableness is affirmed. They affirm that to each other so that they can keep doing it, right? And that's not a good place to be. Those people are not happy. Those people are the most insecure. Those people are the people who hate themselves the most. So don't internalize their pain, okay? When people do these smear campaigns and try to come against your character, like, don't take it personal. Don't go on this rampage of trying to defend yourself or trying to prove that you're not that, because time always tells. Like, people will do something to you now, and later on, people are going to see their character. So you didn't even have to react, because karma is a dish best served cold. And the thing that karma likes to do, what I've noticed in my own life, is karma takes its time. Karma is very strategic. Karma is very strategic. That energy is very strategic. So what you put out into the universe is going to come back to you. But what I've noticed in my own life is that people who do things to me, sometimes it takes them a while to get their karma, but when they do get their karma, it's something that's hard to come back from. So that's why it takes time. Sometimes we want people to have instant karma, but a lot of times people won't learn from that. They won't learn from that. So that's why karma takes its time. And karma likes to make you think you got away with it. That's what karma is, a gangster. Karma likes to make you think you got away with it. That's why a lot of people can do very mean things to people, very cruel things, and think, oh, well, nothing happened. Something is going to happen. And usually it's something that they can't come back from. Like, for example, let's say they lose their house. It's not something they can come back from. You know, for some people, their karma is their car is towed and they don't have enough money to get it back. That's not something they can come back from. Like, some people's karma is that they can get expelled from school and won't be accepted into other colleges. That's something that they can't come back from. You know, or some people's karma is that they, you know, they'll be publicly humiliated and people will see the kind of person they are, and that's not something they can come back from, especially if it was on camera, you know? So that's how karma works. Sometimes, I'm gonna say sometimes, because that's just been my experience. For other people, karma may work faster, you know, or you may see karma play out in different ways. But what I'm saying is not to let these people get the best of you, not to for you to go off and want to fight them and get all crazy because you're trying to prove who you are. That's what they want you to do. They want you to have a reaction so that they can justify how they treat you. They want you to have a reaction so they can say, see, this person is like this. That's why we treat them like this. That's why we don't like him or her or them, you know, if you don't go by male or female pronouns. Like, people will bait you and do things to you so that they can justify their mistreatment of you. So that's why it's best to have no reaction. That's why it's best to keep going and focus on whatever it is you're focusing on, whether that's your family, whether that's your relationship, whether that's your job, whether that's your career, whether that's creativity, whether it's spirituality and your relationship with God. Like, focus on that. Focus on the people who love you and speak highly of you, not the people who do smear campaigns. Because let me tell you something, the people who spend so much time trying to slander your character and bring you down, they put that out into the universe. And what they tell the universe is, I want people to do this to me. So when they go out of their way to talk bad about you, spread lies about you, they tell the universe, I want people to do that to me. So the universe is like, I got you. Okay. I'm going to send people to do that to you because you're putting out that energy, you're emitting that frequency, and you're saying that it's okay. It's okay for that to happen because I'm doing it. And if you don't want that to happen to you, don't put that energy out to the universe. But a lot of people aren't well versed on the laws of the universe. They're not well versed on that boomerang effect. What you put out, you're going to get back. So that's why I would not worry about these smear campaigns, because they're going to attract people just like them. And also, most of the time, the things these people are saying about you is how they feel about themselves. There's been times where people I usually don't even know, like sometimes with these smear campaigns and these people who come against you, is people you don't even know from a can of paint. That's why I say mentally unstable. But the thing about it is, these people, they'll do they'll do so much to you, right? And won't even be aware of it with these smear campaigns. Like, they won't even be aware of it. And it's like they're coming against a person who they don't even know. And that's why I was saying, like, mentally unstable. I'm trying to remember what I was something I was saying. I lost my train of thought for a minute. But anyways, it might come back to me. With these smear campaigns, they're usually talking about themselves. That's what I was saying. It's a projection of how they feel about themselves. It's not you, it's them. And sometimes what I've noticed is people are going to pick who they want to project on, especially if you're somebody who's showing them the opposite. So let's say, for example, somebody is insecure and they see that you're confident. They're going to pick you to put that projection on, because you being confident shines a light on their insecurity. Okay. And instead of acknowledging that and dealing with that, they're going to make you the problem, because every time they come around you, They have to acknowledge that they are insecure. They have to acknowledge that wound. So what they'll do is try to change the narrative, try to say that you're insecure, or try to make you feel like you're arrogant or you're cocky so that they feel better about themselves. So you have to understand that a lot of people that are mentally unstable, like, will give you a lot of psychological warfare. I'm gonna put it that way. Like, they move very manipulative, and it's always mind games. It's always things to make you question or doubt yourself, and it's always convincing other people of your character. And one thing I want to tell you is this: pay attention to who believes the lies, the rumors, the projections, all of that. Pay attention to who believes these things about your character, because that's very telling. It's going to tell you how people feel about you, because sometimes people will agree with these smear campaigns because that's how they already felt about you. Sometimes people will agree with these smear campaigns because they're easy. Some people are gullible, so if you sell them a story, they'll believe it. You have those two types of people: very gullible, or people who already felt the way about you. Okay. So don't let these people get you down. Don't let them take your joy away. Don't let them get in your head and make you start seeing yourself in the mirror differently. Don't let these people live in your head rent free. Okay. It's going to take you some time to learn that other people's gossip, their rumors, their misconceptions, their judgments of you have nothing to do with you. So do not internalize it. Do not take it personal. Don't go to bed thinking about stuff like that. Go to bed thinking about you manifesting $1 million. Go to bed thinking about that happy family you want, or that career you want. Focus on the things that make you happy, not on people who go out of their way, because a soldier falls on his own sword. So the people who say all these things about you, like I said, they're telling the universe, I want that to happen to me. And also, the things that they're saying about you is not even about you. It's about them. It's their projections of themselves personified through you, through them projecting it onto you, through them labeling that onto you. So when people try to come for your character, you have to know yourself. You have to know who you are and who you aren't. So when people say all these things, that is not me. And you can move on with peace, and you can maintain your peace when you know who you are. Because people who don't have peace are going to go out of their way to make sure you don't have it. So keep your peace regardless of who says what, because time will tell. The people who always gossip about you and go out of their way, they're setting themselves up for so much stagnancy, so much struggle in their future, because they're putting those energies out. They're throwing those energies out, not realizing that it's going to come back and collect. It's like a debt you pay. You put that out, you have to pay that back. Okay, so don't worry about those people. Keep living, keep being healthy, keep laughing, keep smiling. Don't let these people see you down. Don't let them see you sweat, because that's what they want. They want to have a reaction. Don't give them a reaction. Laugh, smile. Focus on the positive things in your life. Pay them no mind. Okay, so I want you all to be kinder to yourself during this season of your life. Even when people try to come against you, know that you're valuable, know that you're worthy, know that you have a purpose here, regardless of the people who try to stop you from reaching that purpose, okay? And most of all, remember the spirit got you, okay? Love you. Peace.